Hi there, this is Jana. Welcome to my channel. Guess what we're going to make today? It's called polenta. It's actually Italian, but they also have that in Africa. And in America, they call it grits. It's almost the same thing. But the way we have it in Brazil and in Italy is with either sausage and bolognese sauce. So let's get into the recipe. But before, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button, as in ring my bell, so you get notified every time I make a video. And let's go. So we start by making the bolognese. Do you guys remember that I think a month ago I made the best tomato sauce ever? So we're going to use that. So you take the TVP and then you add to your skillet. Do not worry about rehydrating it. Trust me, this method works way better than the other one because it doesn't get soggy and because it doesn't leak that soy taste that we don't like so much to the sauce. So stick with me. Just to remind you that all the measurements and the quantities and the full recipe is going to be written down below in the description box down below, as well as on my website. So refer to that. And now we're going to turn on the heat. And then immediately you add the tomato sauce. Add a little bit of water. And then you stir it. Some black pepper. A pinch. A little bit of parsley. Just for some color. A few drops of lemon to neutralize the soy taste. Salt. This is going to cook for about 6, 7, 8 minutes. It depends on how big your TVP is. But let me lower the heat. Too much. But not more than that. We don't want it too soggy, okay? And as soon as this is finished, we're going to make the polenta, which is so easy and it's so overlooked. You know what I try to do here on this channel? I try to make real food for real people, you know. Simplify or just bring old recipes back to life in a vegan way, because I think that that's what we miss, isn't it? I think when we become vegans or when we vegetarians or when we cut the meat a little bit, we tend to miss those grandma recipes, those family recipes that we were so used to have. And that's what I try to do here. I try to bring it back so we don't need to miss on anything. Why don't you write down below in the comments what is the kind of food that you miss the most? And maybe we can make it here on the channel. What do you think? All right, the TVP bolognese is ready. And it's so, so delicious. You have no idea. Tomato sauce is always a winner, isn't it? And the way I make the TVP, I have showed you before that I don't rehydrate it. I don't soak in water. I use it straight in a pot and then it comes out brilliant. So if you try that, let me know also in the comments below. And let me move this to my stove and let's make the polenta. All right, now to make the polenta, I have a few things to say. How long should you cook and how much should you add to make the polenta? It depends on the package. It depends on the polenta that you're using. If it's instant polenta, I think you don't even cook. Perhaps it's a little bit like couscous, I'm not sure. Or perhaps you have a coarse polenta like the grits that you have there in the United States. So you cook a little bit longer. So it all depends. So read the package, okay? And we start by adding the polenta. I'm making enough for 2 people, okay? But I'm going to post down below a recipe for 4 people, okay? So don't worry about that. And now we're going to add, remember the veggie bouillon that we made 2-3 weeks ago? Click there so you learn how it's made. Diluted in water. And you add it. On with the heat. Medium heat, okay? And please use a deep pot, okay? Stop making noise. It's warming up so it starts to crack. So use a tall pot, because it's going to start bubbling away when it's almost finished, and it's going to spill like lava. So if you use a shallow one, the chances that you're gonna get a little bit of the polenta all over you are high. So you do that. Alright, my polenta is done. It's super soft, super delicious. And now you have a tough decision to make. You can either serve it as a starter in small individual portions, or you can serve it in a bigger plate as in a family style. My grandmother, when we were growing up, I remember the adults in the Sunday dinners and these kind of important occasions, the adults sat in one table and the kids in another. So she used to make for us. Every time she made polenta, she made one for our table. And then she used to put it on a very big wooden board, and then she used to hide pieces of a sausage underneath, and then she used to cover it with a bolognese and the cheese, and then whomever could find the pieces of the sausage would get extra dessert. So it was super fun. And now we're going to assemble our polenta. Come on, seriously, how easy was that? I told you, real food for real people. Let's go. All right, I spilled some sauce all over my board and myself probably, but oh well, it comes with a job. And now a little bit of parsley on top. How amazing is this? Come on, I keep saying that when it's super comfort food, it's like a hug in a bowl. And I am going to try because, yummy. Have you ever had polenta before? Oh, my grandma. Immediately, her image came to my mind. This is so delicious. Kids adore it. I honestly, I never met anybody who didn't like it. Probably there is people who don't like it, but in my family, this is always a very delicious reason to get together, especially in the winter, which we are about to approach. So this is it for today. I hope you had enjoyed this recipe. I loved it. I have been dying for the cold days to arrive so I could show more of these warm and family meals. And this is just the beginning because there's much more to come. And I see you next time. Don't forget to check on my website with all the recipes and everything. Follow me on my social media. If you want to get my merch, it's going to be linked down there because part of my profit is going to be donated to my local animal shelter. I always get confused with this English. You're gonna have to forgive me. And if you want to support this channel, check on the Patreon there because it helps a lot. If you want to help, that would be very welcome. And I see you next time. Have a fabulous week. Bye bye. The cheese in between, delicious.